Shane and Isaac. How you guys doing down there at Such Good Shoot Wrestling Podcast? I tell you what, I love this podcast, brother. Hey, talk about some wrestling. You got to watch this thing, man. I'll tell you that right now. Shane got a weak-ass mustache, though, brother. I'll tell you that, man.
I do. Got nothing going on right now.
Something with that. And but
Goldberg.
Remember one thing, Shane. Isaac. He's the real stud of the group. So all you down there in Such Good Shoot
I fucking forgot about this.
Have it out, man. Have a blast. Because from Mo Gilbert, I love this stuff. See you later, guys.
He shot out like a
ladies
fucking
and gentlemen,
spud cannon.
Welcome to Such Good Shoot, the podcast about anything and everything in the world of wrestling. Up there, somewhere, we have, from the great state of Vermont, Isaac.
Hello. The
Coming
real
in
stud.
slightly robotic tonight.
Oh man,
Over
my own
that
fucking
way.
shit.
From the great state of Ohio, we have Shane. And
Hey,
down
dude.
here, originally from Philadelphia, coming to you live from Northern Virginia, channeling his inner Texan for tonight's episode. It is your host, Dozer. Let's get it on.
Creaky
Ding,
tiki
ding,
in
ding,
the house.
Eventually, we'll get sound effects and a bell or some shit, but we ain't there yet.
Yeah, we're gonna do that in post. We're gonna do that in post production. Don't worry.
There's no post-production. This is live, raw,
Yeah,
uncut.
don't tell anybody, dude.
Okay, well, first order of business tonight, we have to pay our respects to a non-wrestling legend, the ultimate quizmaster, Alex Trebek. Please make sure to format all your questions tonight in the form of an answer. Thank you. Okay. So, boys,
Yes, sir.
this week we were the Wheel of Shame gave us what some people consider to be the best WrestleMania.
And they are wrong. It's pretty good though.
It is good, but the fact that after rewatching it, and I'm almost embarrassed to say this because this is one of my favorite WrestleManias, but it just sort of shows that that WrestleMania in general is maybe a little overhyped and like maybe a little overrated. Maybe.
We'll see as we get through this night and we review what's going to happen tonight at WrestleMania X-7. Don't call it
X7,
17
baby.
because it's fucking X7 because we can't count.
X7, baby.
Vince is this weird shit where WrestleMania, the granddaddy of them all, can't sound old. Yo, BDJ. But before we get into that, in tonight's main event, first, we're going to go to Shane with the Sheik of the Week.
Hey guys,
Oh,
this
baby.
This is what I do. I saw one in yesterday in particular that I had to follow up on here. So here's the thread. Iron Sheik tweeted one day ago around this time. Hello at Wendy's. Where is the beef? Talk to me, Bubba. To which Wendy's responded, "Hey Bubba, the beef is in our cheeseburgers, which are great, unlike that jabroni Hogan." The Wendy's official Twitter account. To which the Iron Sheik retweeted and said, "Wendy, Bubba, did we just become the best friends?" To which Wendy's responded, "You know it, Bubba. The real respects the real." To which Sheik responded again, "Amen. You said it perfectly, Wendy, Bubba." Which means that there must be, much like the Travis Scott burger at McDonald's, Wendy's has to do the Iron Sheik meal.
No. if Wendy's is going to do any pro wrestler meal, it's going to be the James E. Cornette.
It should be Jim Cornette. He
And it comes
drinks
with a complimentary burger towel.
But, you know, it'd be much cooler if it was Sheik. Like, can you imagine if they let him, like, run their Twitter account for, like, an hour or something?
No,
That would
because
be great.
Wendy's Twitter account is already fire. I love Wendy's Twitter.
Yeah, no, it's very good, but I'm just saying, imagine Iron Sheik with that power in his hands. All of those followers.
Oh, yeah.
Well, after watching the network a bunch today, and like watching this pay-per-view and getting interrupted by goddamn ads, I wrote a Sheik of the Week tweet too, so I'm actually applying to be Sheik's Twitter guy. So fuck the progressive commercial. I pay the $9.99, you jabroni Vince. So that's my Sheik of the Week, and fuck the progressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, real quick, do we want to establish drinking rules for the night?
We do.
Let's
Who has our
establish-
drinking rules?
What are the rules? What are we drinking and smoking to? You can either drink or smoke every time.
Yeah,
Shane and I disagree about
yeah.
something. Is that what we were going with?
every time we disagree. Yes.
I hope y'all are ready to be drunk.
Yeah.
Oh, not as bad as we were last week, because you
No,
Yeah.
well,
You guys
maybe
couldn't
I won't be, but
couldn't respect your privileges, the honors you were given, took liberties.
Meh. Yeah. Now we're gonna withhold.
Yeah,
We win.
you've lo-
Meh.
prove you can act right. Just
look,
God, we're not mad. We're just disappointed.
yeah.
I'll
like-
I'll act a little bit better. I got a doctor's appointment in the morning, so gotta
Oh
be
no,
somewhat good.
it wasn't your fault. Not angry with you. I'm just really freaking frustrated. All right, let's talk about wrestling, so I don't go
Let's
off.
talk about some
something.
wrestling. I'm gonna light a blunt. We're gonna talk about
You
wrestling.
let it blunt. I'm going to scroll down to the match card here because that got lost. So before the
Alright.
pay-per-view got started, because I feel the need to cover the dark matches on a pay-per-view, because something we had found on our Wheel of Shame has a whopping 9 dark matches on it. But this WrestleMania X-7.
Wait, okay. I'm pausing this right here because there's 2 dark matches in that were LOD, and then the main event dark match is goddamn Ric Flair versus Roddy Piper in a dark match.
Yeah, they don't deserve to be on screen, dude. Why would you put that shit up there?
Yeah, I apologize. If my video and shit is all fucky. I am downloading all the horse porn on the internet right now, and I'm not stopping. So,
We went horse porn?
oh yeah, and not horse on woman like you would expect. No, I'm talking horse on horse.
My Sheik of the Week is Isaac's video is the jabroni.
Yes.
Oh, it is.
Correct.
It is today.
Okay, so the dark match was X Factor, which is just incredible, and X Pac with Albert, taking on Grandmaster Sexy and Steve Blackman in a tag team match. It happened.
Albert's
We're not
named
gonna
after
review
a
it.
penis.
Yes, and eventually he becomes a lord, and eventually he becomes the head trainer of the Performance Center.
Yeah,
He
no,
becomes
that's
a Japanese lord.
Yeah, he was actually he actually became a giant over in Japan as well. He held the NWJP Heavyweight Tag Championships once or twice with Carl Anderson.
Yep.
Oh, how about that? How about that?
Thank you. I'm assuming DTM as Facebook user. There's something to fix that. I'll tell you what it is later. I don't know what it is. DDJ, what's up with Isaac's video? It sucks. He's downloading horse porn. We covered that.
Sorry, man. It's all about the horse porn.
Okay. So the opening match on this WrestleMania, we have an Intercontinental Championship battle between Chris Jericho and William Regal. What do you say?
It was good for what it was. It was not as good as it should have been because it wasn't long enough, and that's kind of a theme on this show. Is there are certain matches that very, very desperately needed an extra couple minutes, if not a little bit more. This match was like 8 minutes or something, and it was good for what it was. Jericho had the the babyface fire, and then you had William Regal as his technical, masterful self, just applying holds and generally beating Y2J down, and then it just kind of ended.
Yeah, it ended. It ended so fast out of nowhere, and like it felt like it was just getting started. And the build to that was actually really good. Like
we had the infamous listen to T.
Yeah, what a great moment, and like the Doink the Clown bit, and like all of it. And Regal is so good, and like the first. I mean, even up until the finish, it was great, but it just finished so quick.
Yeah,
it never felt like it actually got going.
Yeah,
yeah, and it's not Jericho or Regal's fault at all, at all, because there was nothing wrong with the match at all,
and there was no reason. There was no reason to rush it either. That's the other part that doesn't make any sense. There's absolutely no reason to rush it. Unless they were just like, we need to make sure that we have enough time to get Iron Sheik down to the ring.
There were definitely some matches that could have been cut from this pay-per-view, and the match times show that. This match was fairly it's a middle-of-the-road match for this pay-per-view, lengthwise at 7 minutes.
It was fairly short, and it did, I mean, I guess it got the crowd started, but like you're saying, it just left.
It left you wanting more, which is what the rest of the show is for.
But it also left me being like, well, what the fuck? This is WrestleMania.
Yeah, no, I wanted more from Jericho and Regal. I didn't want more from fucking other matches that I won't bring up yet.
Yeah. Well, so this was basically like a 1.5 star match, really, because of how short it got cut. Like had it been given another even 2-3 minutes, they could have finished telling what they were trying to do, but it was just felt disjointed and too quick.
I don't disagree.
I'm gonna give it a 2 just because it wasn't either their faults. Like I said, I mean, they both worked with their asses off for the short amount of time they were given. I mean, and up until the finish, it was extremely enjoyable. So it's a 2.
So that's a disagreement.
I mean, I'll drink with you. I think it must be like a pretty big disagreement. You know what I mean? We're gonna take it light this week. Okay. No. Anytime we disagree. All right, sounds good.
No, anytime. That was another disagreement for a second.
I knew what you were doing.
You see it? No, you didn't.
I did.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did. Oh, wait.
After this, we go backstage where we see the APA smoking some cigars and Bradshaw expositing on the great history of Texas.
This is Texas. I was here when I was a kid, and I saw somebody throw a football at somebody else, and it was incredible, man. There's so much history here.
Me and my daddy went to games here, and then the one fucking Texas guy wouldn't wear a hat because his mommy told him it wasn't a good idea. It wasn't respectful, so he called the game without his hat. And I'm ready. Let's go kick some ass.
And you get on that horse bodacious, and it just bucks around and throws you off, and...
We should have gotten Hangman Page to do that. Just send him back in time. That would have been better than fucking Bradshaw. I like Bradshaw. Like it just
those backstage segments were great for what they were.
But
especially when they had the door to the poker games. and everyone had to go in and out of just the door.
Look, I honestly wish the APA was still alive and well, just sitting backstage.
Right?
But that leads us into the walking car alarm. That is the right to censor, which, in case you have forgotten, that is the Good Father, Val Venus, and the ever forgettable Bull Buchanan.
Bull Buchanan.
Taking on the legit tough guys of Taz and the APA.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that was a pretty forgettable match, if you ask me.
Was it a match? It was under 4 minutes long. Was it a match?
There was one spot. I think it was Bull No. It was. I think it was Bull Buchanan taking like a big boot from hell from Bradshaw. That was like so stiff, it was unimaginable, and I was like, "Ooh, wow!"
Except it's Bradshaw, so it is imaginable.
Yeah,
but yeah, no, that was crazy. And then there was a couple spots that Bradshaw almost messed up. He almost dropped to get fucking someone on a back body drop or something. There's a couple spots that he came close to botching.
Yeah. Go on. You have
no. Go ahead. I was just transitioning.
I was just going to ask a question from Wrestling with Regret. I'm stealing his question. Thank you, Brian Zane. What would you call the Ho Train, but for the Good Father?
Probably the No Train.
Yeah, I literally don't have a clue.
Neither do I.
Yeah. That's as good as I got on the spot, man.
Yeah. I mean, the match itself was just extremely whatever. It was just a good way to get a bunch of different guys on the show and then get the Haas's a big win. I mean, that's literally all it was. They got to bring Jackie out and do their thing. Maybe DDJ. But here's the thing:
I think he's probably did with that boot.
I love right to censor. Like, I think right to censor, like, especially for the time period, like when they were doing what they were doing, was fucking awesome. It
was
cracks me up.
Heel stable.
Yeah, it cracks me up every single time I go back and watch something old, because the crowd hated it so much because they were everything that wrestling wasn't at that point. You know what I mean?
It was direct response to like these, like the parents who were like writing in about how like it was so violent and too much for kids. So like they were just making fun of these guys, and it was fucking. I mean, it was. I remember watching that live and just hating them, and they always won. Like this WrestleMania was like kind of different because they ended up losing this match, and that was kind of a big deal because they never ever lost.
Yeah, but the match itself was negligibly that word good. It was like a 1.
Yeah, it was like a 1. It was pretty bad.
It was a 1. They didn't disagree. It was a match. That is all that can be said about it. Next.
What do we got? What's next?
The first time the Hardcore Championship has ever been defended at WrestleMania. Kane taking on Raven, and well, it's the big show.
Yeah, your wife heard that one for sure.
That's what I was gonna say. I mean, I mean that one clipped the microphone, man.
That was good. That was good. You didn't know it's the big show.
Who wants to start? Isaac, you want to go since I'm sure you hated it?
Sure, yeah. It was this one wasn't the worst. It was somewhat entertaining. I do like that they almost ruined the whole pay-per-view by driving a golf cart.
Yeah, the golf cart, and it almost just kills the bleachers and like falls off. Yeah. The best.
But if you watch, there's a big power cord that's running that he hits and goes over and almost takes the power out for the whole fucking building, bro.
Can you imagine if you're Raven in the WWE in the year 2001, like you're one of the lucky ones who made it and has a contract, and then you kill WrestleMania? That'd be fucking sweet. Can you imagine that?
God.
Can you imagine the talk that he would have had with Vince?
Would he even
Oh,
get
man.
backstage before he's fired?
Yeah, I mean, he already was backstage, so.
Or would Vince just come power walking?
Oh, Vince would fire
God.
anybody he thought looked like Raven and then stick by his decision. Anybody with long hair, like,
Fired.
Or Bradshaw.
Yeah, he fires Bradshaw, who just wrestled. You knocked the power out. God damn it. What's happening, Jovan?
Hey, Giovanni
But,
Tiati.
But yeah, I thought this was a highly enjoyable hardcore match.
It was a decent hardcore match.
Especially
it was a
like,
bit of a mess.
Yeah, but
especially trying to follow them through the crowd, and like you could barely ever see what was happening because there was just a million fucking people in the way.
Yeah, but it's not that
really have
not
the
that Team
filming
3D
down
match
yet for hardcore matches.
Yeah, it wasn't that Team 3D match though that we covered on that TNA show. Remember with the segmented cameras that went like 4 and then there was like 16. Remember that, Isaac?
Oh God, yes, that was the worst. That was the TNA shit, right?
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
But I don't know. I thought that other than like the stupid silly shit that you get with a hardcore match like this, like at one point they go, "Where's Raven?" and then Raven somehow knows where Kane and the Big Show were fighting, like, and he pops out with like a pan and stuff. I thought that this was fun, especially given the kind of firepower they put into it. I mean, they put Kane and the Big Show in this match. And that just kind of shows they had no clue what to do. But like because of that, it made this thing feel pretty important. I mean, Kane and the Big Show fighting over the hardcore title with Raven, whatever. But there was Raven took that cool bump through the glass. I mean, was bleeding everywhere after it. The stupid golf cart shit where he almost killed it was fun.
They went through the door.
Yeah, I was gonna say going through the door and like seeing them just bump around like maniacs, and then that final bump where Kane does the like the leg drop or the elbow drop off the stage. You don't see big man Kane flying like that too much. Also, the Big Show used a dragon sleeper at the beginning of the match. Like when they were fighting, he picks Raven up in a dragon sleeper, and I was like, "Is this man the Big Show using Japanese submission maneuvers?" And then Kane comes flying off the top rope for his only maneuver from that verticality. So,
was this before or after the Big Show was sent back to OVW?
This was after, I believe. Maybe it was before. Yeah, no, because I'm pretty sure he jumped in like 2000, and then they sent him back for a couple months.
Well, he was down there on.
All right, DDJ, have a good show, bud.
Yeah, he was down there with Lesnar and those guys.
Yeah, so it was probably before, but I'm trying to figure out where the hell else he learned an actual wrestling move. It certainly wasn't the power plant.
Well, it was the first and only time he ever used it. Fucking
no doubt. Yeah, that match was for me. It was two stars. It wasn't anything like spectacular. It was entertaining though.
Shane, what do you got?
I give the match 3 stars, but just because I like that style of wrestling more. So
I'll drink to that.
Yeah.
Deuces for dozers.
I wasn't overly entertained, but it wasn't terrible.
It was better than the Stadium Stampede. Hot take right there, baby. Suck a dick if you don't like it.
Oh, man. Oh, and Jacob right on time. Hey, buddy.
Chicka chicka. Wow, wow.
We're the second best influences in his life.
Aaron's
that.
number one.
Fuck that, dude. I'm number one. I've influenced his life so goodly, especially on grammar.
Well, that brings us to Latino Heat Eddie Guerrero taking on Test.
Eddie's so fucking good, dude.
Mm-hmm. This is the best match that Test ever wrestled by like a lot.
Test's best match by far. And
rest in peace.
Yeah. And goddamn, dude, you also someone who gets overlooked in the like.
Shit. That's a double
shit. Test is someone who gets overlooked a lot in the conversation about like wrestlers who died
or before their time.
Mm-hmm. Like before their time, before they really get a chance to do. Where do I find a dick? Oh, bud, dude. There's a field of them around here, bud. Run backwards through it. Hey now. But
maybe third, Wade.
But no, but like Test was like, I mean, he wasn't the best in the ring, but god damn it, dude. Like I would have loved to see him with the game gimmick. That would have been
or
awesome.
Just like NXT training. I mean, you know, I'll tell you who Test reminds me. Well, I guess who reminds me a lot of Test, and that's like body size, just kind of moveset athletically, and that's Damian Priest.
Yeah,
as far as body size, you know what I mean? Like
for me, it's Triple H though. He's Triple H. He's the Triple H.
He's bigger than Trips though.
Well, that's why he was supposed to get the game gimmick, and then he died, and they gave it to Triple H.
Didn't Triple H already have the game gimmick? Because he was already coming out Motorhead in this pay-per-view.
Yeah, but I don't think he was the game at that point. I think he was still just Triple H.
Well, but the song's called The Game.
Yeah.
There was different Motorhead ones, weren't there?
No, it was the game, and then he had Line in the Sand for Evolution, and then King of Kings for Business Triple H later in his career.
Well, there you go. Then yeah. Oh, because it was the really bad Motorhead too.
Oh,
the awful performance from Lemmy, like just dog shit.
Yeah, we'll get to that. I have notes. I do remember my notes on that. Rest in peace, Lemmy.
God damn, yeah, you're right. Jesus Christ, so many dead people.
There's a lot of dead people on this pay-per-view. Not all of them are getting a rest in peace.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're not drinking to all the dead people in the gimmick battle royal.
I was about to say, Christ
I'm not
almighty.
even touching that one.
Yeah, but yeah,
just one big rest in peace for that one.
You know, there was this match was pretty fucking good, and it's unsurprising because it was Eddie, and that's the bottom line. Test looked like a superstar. Eddie looked like every bit of the cowardly, conniving heel. The referee was fucking stupid. The referee was a goddamn moron. Here, this is the first match.
They took the nut shot, right? That was the first nut shot.
That was the first blatant nut shot of 2 in the night.
Back-to-back matches too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Test kills Eddie with a was it Eddie or it was one of the Radicals. Test killed one of them with a big boot in that match too. I remember that as well.
Was that Saturn who took that?
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, and then the ref then misses Dean Malenko at the end of the match too, and it's like, what the fuck is this ref do? He's sliding out.
Yep.
And I mean, it bothered me because it was, but the work itself was very good.
And it made Test look really good, even though he ended up losing.
Yeah, no, I mean, I hate when refs are stupid because that's the way the match is supposed to be. Yeah.
Yeah, it was so blatant. Yeah, at least make an effort to be like, what the fuck, you know? Like, sell it a little bit.
Yeah.
Look, I'm giving it a 3.5. I don't know what y'all are giving it.
I'd say
we always
it's
start with Isaac.
yeah.
Yeah, I would. I mean, I'm gonna go 3-2-5 just because there are matches on the show that I enjoy more, and I just can't rate it that high because of that. I mean, it's a very good match. It's worth watching.
Yeah, I'm sort of torn between like a 2.5 and a 3, so I'm gonna go 2.75.
Well,
Just
damn,
because
you're
of
right where I
because
give it the highest rating.
no, because of the ref shit. Like I think he's right. I think he's right about
Yeah.
that, and I'm gonna just drink anyway. But I agree with
No.
Shane.
So Dozer, I don't want to steal your gimmick, bud. I don't want to encroach on your territory, but I have a note that will lead us into the next match. All right.
Right ahead.
The network bit or the square, if you want to skip to this match, is Kurt Angle competes in a singles match.
Yo, I was
Because
gonna say
they
the
can-
same thing.
They can have Chris Benoit on the video, and you can watch him, and you can hear the announcer say Benoit, but they refuse to put his name on it just so that way you can find it. I know he's a shitty human being, but god damn it, he deserves to have a name.
It
Bottom
was just
line.
funny. I mean,
Hey.
whatever. I don't really care about any of that. I just thought it was funny because, like, I scrolled to it. I'm like, Kurt Angle.
Yeah. Second off, real quick, they got no issue having fucking Jimmy Snuka on one of the fast forward card things. Did they have a big thing? Jimmy Snuka at WWF New York, their restaurant thing that they had at the time.
Yeah.
They were pimping him too. Yep. Well, on that incredible note,
Well, next we
let's get
have, as alluded to, Kurt Angle taking on Chris Benoit. Rest in hell.
and now, oh my God,
No, Kevin Sullivan didn't do it. It's not.
Yeah,
That's not what occurred.
this match was so fucking good.
Oh, it's
This
the
is
best.
this is some of the best like in-ring storytelling, like via wrestling that you could do, like without anything else, just wrestling and fighting. They told like a fucking great story.
Yeah, it was incredible.
And the like them starting out doing like just move for move, counter for counter, mat wrestling and chain wrestling. And to the point where Kurt's getting like frustrated because he keeps getting almost put in the crossface, to the point where he starts taking swings at him, and they start throwing punches, and they get into more of a brawl, and it's just like a perfect progression in a match with two guys who just got it. Like Crispin is amazing in ring, one of the best in ring ever, and Angle is the best. Is one of the best wrestlers to just come into the game and just understand it. Brock Lesnar's up there too, with guys who just came in and understood what they needed to do. But I'd say Kurt Angle is better because he didn't go through the whole OVW thing. Like Kurt Angle just came in and it was trial by fire, and he just fucking was so good. So yeah, that match is everything I would want. It wasn't too short. It wasn't too long. It was perfect time. It was incredible. And the whole like starting out with, I'm going to make you submit. I'm going to make you submit. And then by the end, they were like, we don't give a fuck. We just want to win. Like we just want to beat this other guy. And Angle tapping out with the ref bumped. And it was just awesome. Like so many perfect moments, well placed, and two guys that can wrestle.
Yeah, I'm looking at my expertly taken notes. Kurt Angle cut a little promo on the way to the ring as well. Very funny.
about cowboy hats.
Yeah, he was like, "You all can put your cowboy hats away. You look like children."
You're not 4 years old anymore.
Yeah.
2 months away from wearing a tiny cowboy hat.
A literal child's cowboy hat.
Yes. Paul Heyman shouting out the New Japan Dojo in the year 2001 in the company WWF was very cool. Because they went on a little talk about where they came from and all of that, and
Look, hot take here.
Heyman was
One of the best things about this WrestleMania was, one, that King wasn't on it, and two, that Paul Heyman was.
Paul Heyman was probably in one of his best forms on commentary too. I don't think he missed a single beat the whole pay-per-view. I think he was perfect. Like every moment. He was awesome. He was just a fucking joy to listen to.
there were a couple weird, creepy 2001 commentary bits from him that I was like, but for the most part, he was very good.
Yeah, and if
that's
the
Vince
King was
screaming
on
in
this
his ear.
night, the pay-per-view would be damn near unwatchable.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Watching
And
King retroactively is not. It's not
best.
good. It's not good. Yeah, no, it's not good.
But yeah, just like Isaac said, the story they told, where the entire angle was them trying to make each other submit. It wasn't just the story they were telling. And then they get into, like he said, just this great chain wrestling bout, and then Angle almost gets put in the crossface 3 separate times. And then he just says, "Fuck this," because the referee's admonishing Benoit because he's frustrated that he won't, he can't actually get it hooked. And then Angle takes it to pro wrestling. He threw Benoit into the stairs back first, a normal kind of bump. That one was nasty. The top stairs went flying. I mean, super far. Yeah, and then Benoit fights back with some nasty chops. They exchange the diving headbutt for an Angle slam. Both kick out, and Chris Benoit ends up picking up the win. And that's how stacked the WWF roster was in the year 2001, because there was just Chris Benoit versus Kurt Angle because it could happen.
And it was every time, and that wasn't even the best match. Like they had that ultimate submission match, which was fucking incredible. But yeah, no, those guys both are two of the best in-ring wrestlers of all time.
Yeah, I mean, top. I don't know.
Out of the ring, both have some issues.
Yeah.
Let's just say that. But yeah, that was a 5-star match. That was an incredible match. Incredible. It's one of the serious redeeming qualities of this pay-per-view up to this point.
Yes, it was.
It wasn't a 5-star match though. It was like a 4.25. But it was most excellent. But again, you know that I like longer stuff. I'm an NXT boy. You know what I mean? So, if legitimately, I can't believe I'm saying this, but if that match would have been like 22 minutes long, I probably would have liked it more.
How long was it?
Like 14 minutes, 4 seconds.
Yeah.
14:4. Okay. I don't disagree. If they had given him more time, but I feel like they could have given almost all of these a little bit more time, except for the fucking. Well, we'll get.
Yeah,
there.
I mean,
we'll get there.
And we talked about it or earlier tonight where pacing was a big issue and timing. I also think, and it's unfortunate, but I also think that a title would have helped elevate this match. Like, because it was just two dudes fighting, and it was cool for that, you know what I mean? But if this would have been over the fucking WWE Championship, which obviously it couldn't have happened given who else was involved. But can you imagine if this match would have been, 22 minutes and for the championship? You know what I mean? That's kind of
where I'm put on a hell of a show, but at the same time, like, you barely need a story going into that for me. Like, you just need to say, hey, I got Kurt Angle fighting Chris Benoit. You want to watch?
No, and I agree. I just don't think it's perfect.
Like, for me, I don't need the build as much as that match was delivered. Like, I could have watched that starting from zero knowledge of either of those guys and known exactly what they were trying to tell, and that's that match, and it was awesome.
Yeah,
It definitely was. I'm going to give it a 4. And that leads us into the first of many WrestleMania matches that follow a very similar theme. Woman posed in Playboy. Other woman disagrees. Where we have China taking on Ivory.
This fucking sucked.
Dude, this
This
was rubbish.
This 3 minutes could have been used so much better anywhere else. Literally any other match on the card could have used.
I feel so bad for Ivory too, because Ivory is
Mhm.
so much better than that. And like, no disrespect to China, but she's not.
At this point. I mean, especially at this point too. She wasn't what she was 2 years before that.
No, she's not.
I hate
It
the
wasn't.
purple ring.
Oh, hold on. Rest in peace.
Oh, yeah. Rest in peace.
She deserves it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man,
Man, I've jerked off to her videos enough. I might as well.
Oh, dude, we just
Yeah,
did a
bro.
rest in peace and a sip,
I
and
know,
now
I
you're
know.
talking
And
about.
now I'm honoring her memory through intimacy, my own personal intimacy.
But anyways,
in that
back
3-inch clit she's got.
Oh, dude.
All right, back to the match. It was trash.
match.
It was so bad. It was terrible. It was terrible. It was a half a star match, and that's all we got to say about it.
Yeah.
Like, what else needs to be said?
There's nothing else to say. It was 2 minutes and 39 seconds.
It was 0 stars because she could have
longer
pinned
than
her.
X-Pac.
She was.
Ayo.
She was. She had her pinned off of something I don't even remember, but then she chose to raise Ivory's head and then pinned her off of a fucking gorilla press. She pinned Ivory off of a gorilla press
with the worst, most lazy, lackadaisical pin ever. Dude.
0 stars. 0 stars.
It was a half star.
You could have given this 3 minutes to the gimmick battle royal.
Look,
and I would have liked.
We're about to talk more than this match was long. Half a star. We're moving on.
Yeah, it was bad. It was so bad. It was so bad.
Next, we have Shane McMahon taking on Mr. McMahon with Stephanie, Trish, and eventually Linda, wondering why she couldn't win a Senate nomination. Drugged up Linda.
So yes, hello Nathaniel.
Who's that?
Nathaniel. Yes. Oh.
Yes, that's yeah.
To the cat.
So here's something that I don't know if either of you two know. I love singles Vince McMahon not even singles. I love Vince McMahon matches. There is something truly magical about them. And this match sucked. It was a bad match, but
it was
God
really bad.
Damn it, did I have a good time watching it?
Yes, exactly.
Like,
it was so bad. The first thing that happens is he potatoes his son and gives him a black eye.
Yeah, there is just something truly magical about watching somebody who you know is the actual owner of the company, and he said, you know what's best for business is me on screen wrestling for 22 minutes.
And not only that, but
14
against his own son, and the first thing he does is potatoes him in the eye.
Oh, there are all sorts of issues with this match. From the fact that not 4 months before this, Shane was heel with the invasion angle, and now he's face. Linda is the worst actor you have ever seen.
So bad. It's one of the. This is the third nut shot of the night too.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but
which he had to get in position for.
4 times. Oh, it was so bad. But dude, the pop when she stood up.
Yeah, insane. I'll tell you what bothered me the most about this match, though, and it wasn't Shane or Vince. It was the fact that this is the best thing they had for Trish fucking Stratus. this match was what they had.
And her weak ass slap to Vince.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But she had a very nice outfit. She looked very presentable, and it was quite lovely to see.
Bosoms and bottoms. But yeah,
You
back
know,
to the
Steph
ahead,
though.
Isaac.
Steph slaps though. I mean, we mentioned the snaps. Oh, now you got a pirate hat. Steph slaps though. Like Stephanie has probably got the best slap in the business. Like
Yeah,
who
dude.
slaps better than Stephanie?
Dude, and
Her
it's
slap to
constantly
Mick
good.
Foley. The one to Mick Foley.
Woo!
Oh my
Dude, and
god,
Mick-
dude! I felt
Mick
bad for
snaps.
Mick.
Dude, and Mick snaps. It's such a cool moment in the match too. Like especially when he makes his way back, and then Vince is doing the "you bitch, you fucking bitch," and JR was like, "Did you hear what he called his wife?" And Mick Foley comes back and he's like, "Don't you fucking dare, Vince! Don't you fucking do it!" And I was like, "Holy shit! I would get away from him if I were you, Vince. He is going to murder you."
And then he hits him with the chair shots.
Yeah,
was...
dude. Yeah, poor Mick Foley is the guest referee in the match, and he's still taking unprotected headshots.
Yeah. Here's the thing about the match is like if you look at it from a pure wrestling match, it's like a 1-star match, but storytelling wise, it was so good. It was so good. It was like a full, but for me, it was like a 3-star, 3.5 stars, because like
it's a 3.5-star match.
And
dude.
Entertainment value, it is so entertaining, even if the whole story is just god awful, ludicrous ridiculousness. It was so entertaining. It was so fucking entertaining.
There's something magical about watching a billionaire bump.
Yeah, I mean, there's
only
really
motherfucker in the world that would do that.
Yeah. Well, Trump took a couple bumps, didn't he? Yeah, he took a stunner.
He did.
Trump took one of the worst. He took a worse stunner than Vince took.
Yeah, that's not really a bump. I mean, what do you think, Dozer?
I'm giving it 3.5. I liked it. The storytelling was amazing, and unlike Roman versus Jey Uso, it was enjoyable for the story. It wasn't just slow for the sake of being slow.
Yes. I like that we're shitting on that match too, because I fucking hate that match. But yes, no, that's exactly it though. It's like if you're gonna do good storytelling, make it entertaining. Don't make it boring.
Like I said, there's something magical about when Vince wrestled like around this time. Even that street fight with newly reformed DX and him and Shane, that street fight is a fuckload of fun, dude. It is, and then obviously his match versus Shawn Michaels on the night where they reformed DX, or maybe it was shortly before that. Yeah. Dude, it's awesome. Like there's something magical about Vince matches because somewhere in his old crazy brain, he understands, and you can tell he understands. It just doesn't happen very much.
I think I'm getting drunk. I just saw 3 Shanes or something. I don't know what's happening.
No, there's like a hand here. There's a hand here.
Yeah, that match was great. It was really good.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it.
And then we followed it up with something that was
one of the most clipped matches of all time. And that's TLC Dos, where we have Edge and Christian taking on those damn Dudleys.
Those damn Dudleys.
And the Hardy Boys. Where in a promo package, either before or after this, I forget when it happened, you have Matt Hardy sounding incredibly hick, and it sounds weird now.
Yeah.
He's talking with a straight-up deep North Carolina accent, and you're like, oh, damn.
That match, though, god damn it, dude. That match set, like, such a high standard and kind of ruined, like, tables, ladders, and chairs matches going forwards.
Because it was the second of its kind, but for the time period, it was unimaginable.
It was incredible. That shit was incredible.
I mean,
are the second matches of a concept seemingly the best? Because, like, the second Hell in a Cell is widely regarded as one of the best.
Yeah, I mean, because they get to do it the first time, and then they can actually work on how it worked in real life, which you can never do just testing things out. You know what I mean? So you
Yeah.
can see what works, what doesn't, and improve. Do
Before
not,
people can come in and go, never do that again.
yeah. But yeah, you want to talk about a 5-star match, Isaac? This is it.
Yeah, I'm
I
not
mean,
arguing that. This one,
just
I mean, it's just a different style, but absolutely 5 stars.
I mean, just
And
car crash, car crash, car crash, car crash. Even the run-ins were fun, and like the run-ins are totally necessary to the story. The run-ins moved things along rather than holding them up. Like everything they
dude,
did worked. Everything.
and there was some crazy bumps, but can we just talk about probably the craziest bump of them all that was barely even touched on, and the one that was Christian taking the bump, like pushed off the ladder and going over the rope all the way outside.
My back
They
hurts
show
just
that,
thinking of it.
dude. They show that from the up, like the camera up top, and you're just like, "There's no way. How do you even get up after that?"
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You're
Then
Christian, that's how.
yeah. Last,
Apparently, dude.
you are on your own. Dun, dun, na, 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 na. But yeah, I mean, you have like the first Jeff Hardy swanton, you know, from a ladder on the outside through a couple tables, and he misses somebody. I can't remember if he misses Rhino or Spike Dudley, but he just lands directly on one of them and then eats shit on the ground with his tailbone. And then the crazy thing to think about is
Can't
that is
imagine
a
why he's
move.
addicted to some drugs.
Yes,
Can't imagine.
that move is like something that in today's age would take somebody out of a match. That's the last thing you do for them. So that way they don't have to be involved anymore and they're written, out of the, being actually involved in the finish. He was up like 2 minutes later and doing more flips and shit. And then obviously you have the spear off the ladder. You have Bubba Ray and Rhino absolutely just dying through a couple tables, like a stack of tables. You have you have Lita hitting, I think, somebody in the head with a chair, and then subs. Oh, it was Spike. She kills Spike with a chair, and
Spike
then
almost kills himself too off the rope through the table.
yeah. But I mean, she really kills Spike. I mean, there's like a dent in the chair and everything, and then she goes, "Yeah, I fucked you up," and just takes her shirt off and throws it at him for some reason. And I'm like, okay.
Well, the Attitude Era Braun panty quotient wasn't met, so they had to raise it a bit.
I was gonna say, I'm like, that seems like a weird reaction to smacking a human with a chair, but whatever. You want to do it.
I was going to give ups to Lita's thong. Because
it's always very up.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
up.
You always see it. It's
I know. It just seemed more pronounced than normal because that thing was like mid back.
Well, it's funny because like you go back and watch, and it really is like ridiculous how high they had her wear that shit. You're like, yeah, that's actually not as hot as I remember it being. Shit, but God, that match was so much fun. The table, the 4 tables, and freaking getting to hear Heyman talk about Big Daddy Dudley's construction company, and that's like how they know how to stack tables so well.
Back in Dudleyville, I
so
think
good.
That's still a 5-star match. It was amazing.
Yeah, I mean it's a precedent that was set, and I don't think has still ever quite been met because
and the greatest spear, the greatest edge spear of all time.
Yeah,
and it was
it's very.
We got a new recurring character on the show, guys. This is Bear. Bear, say hi, Bear. That's Bear. We can drink Bear when we see Bear too.
Hello, Bear.
But yeah. Sorry, yeah, we had to keep drinking because we saw the Bear.
Yeah, it's 5 stars.
5 stars all around.
Absolutely.
Next, we have the second shortest match of the night with the most competitors of the night. we have the Bushwhackers, Dumpster Duke, Doink the Clown, Nikolai Volkov, Tugboat, The Goon, Earthquake, the Gobbly fucking Gooker,
Who got
Hillbilly
us like
Jim.
a backstory package?
Yeah. Brother Love!
I
Michael.
love you.
Michael P.S. Hayes, I swear this is for heritage, not racism. One Man Gang, Kamala,
Yeah, kimchi. Jesus Christ.
James
Talking
E.
about
Cornett,
racist.
Repo Man, and Sergeant Slaughter, and the Iron fucking Sheik.
Yeah, shout out to Shiki Baby, number one.
Cheeky Baby, our favorite competitor.
Yes, and-
our pick to win.
And
he did.
He won purely because his hips could not take going over that top rope.
He couldn't go over the top rope.
He couldn't make it down the ramp. He could never make
There
it
was
over the top
there
rope.
was
Yeah,
one
and then
point where he went to throw a punch at somebody and they didn't notice, and he was like, and then he was just like, whatever, fuck it, I don't even give a shit.
Yeah.
Look,
and then that bastard Sergeant Slaughter beat him up after the match. Fuck you, Sergeant Slaughter.
Jabroni Slaughter.
Asshole.
You're
all
not
I
the
can
real.
say is Jim Dunn, his quick cuts were not here tonight.
No, there was sustained periods.
And I meant Kevin Dunn, but because there are these weird things, because they had Mean Gene and why can't
Bobby
I think of his
Heenan.
name?
Yeah.
Bobby the Brain.
On commentary, and they'd cut to them when they aren't fucking talking.
Yeah,
They're just
let
sitting
me
there like,
let me
reminds
tell you
me-
something, brother.
Oh no. Are you? Oh, did you actually want to tell him something, brother?
Yeah, brother.
Go for it.
Oh,
Tell me.
fuck.
I have something after that.
come
Oh,
on, brother, you got the spotlight.
What I was gonna say was Mean Gene and Bobby Heenan were the best portion of this match. Like seeing Mean Gene come down was just extremely incredible, and it put a huge smile on my face. And he, even though he looked like he knew this was the stupidest thing of all time, he looked like he was having so much fun.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and then I forgot Heenan was involved, and then Heenan comes out. By the way, two.
So everybody who is dead in this match, rest in peace.
But yeah, just hearing them just fuck around and hearing Bobby back on commentary, just fucking around with people and just being an idiot. It was fun. I mean, I don't want to rate this because I don't think it needs rating. Just to be honest, it was what it was. There was one big stinky turd involved, and yeah, it was really fun hearing Mean Gene and Bobby do what they did.
I'm just glad
I
Vince,
know-
that you have a personal fuck. But here's my thing: is we were talking about commentary, and I'm going to jump back a match for 1 second for one of the best commentary lines of the whole night, and that was during the fucking TLC match when Lita went to grab Edge, and Jim Ross says, "Lita's jerking Edge off." The ladder. It was so perfectly timed. But also, going back to this one.
Foreshadowing.
Right? But with Mean Gene and Bobby, when Repo Man came out, did you catch the moment where he's like, Repo Man, he's so crazy, he repoed his own car.
Yep.
And she's like, a few years ago, he got my mother's-in-laws. And Bobby goes, about 4 years ago, everyone got your mother-in-law.
Yeah, dude.
And you're like, yo, this motherfucker is savage, bro.
Look, honestly, I would love to see more of these gimmick battle royals instead of just the weird dance party or whatever bullshit they decide to do with all the legends in the back.
Yeah, I mean, at least this is fun. You know what I mean? You get to see these old timers come out in the gimmick, and you know, obviously they're a shell of what they used to be, but it's to be expected.
But it's also good opportunities to get some cheap heat too on some of your big heels if they come out after and smack some of these guys around too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
look at Randall Keith.
Yeah.
You know, for how fun it was, this gets a 5 stars. Mainly because I don't want to give all these dead people something less.
Yeah, we weren't giving this 1 stars. We're gonna just say that this
I'm
one
rating it now. It's 5
lives
stars.
outside of the canon. It was, if we're gonna rate it, it's not 5 stars.
It's 5 stars in my heart.
It's always going to be 5 stars in our heart. Yes, number
I'm
one.
giving 5 stars to Jim Cornette, 1 star to everyone else, just to piss Shane off. Him and Brother Love going in the corner.
I refrain.
7 minutes in heaven back there.
All right. So that leads us into
the match WWE would like you to forget happened.
Yeah, which is really weird because it wasn't. I don't know. It's not as good as it could have been.
No, it's very not as good as what it could have been.
In fact, it's not as good as it was when it became what it could have been. Because the other 2 and 3 were great.
We have Taker taking on Triple H.
With the introduction by Motorhead, where Lemmy says, "You're Motorhead. We're here to kick your ass," and then he just doesn't remember any of the words to the song.
Apparently, he forgot to make sound check.
How you game it? It's all about the game, and if you can game it.
It's all about Hunter and Paul Levesque.
And luckily, no one can understand what I'm saying.
Rest in peace.
God damn it! I thought we were done with the dead people, but no, Lemmy.
Well, I mean,
but
Taker's involved in this match. He ain't.
Oh, he's a dead man too. You son of a bitch! You son of a bitch! This match was kind of boring. I'm not gonna lie. It was like one big spot, and then it was like a sledgehammer spot, and then it was all over. And
yeah, it wasn't very good. But here's the thing: is people love to retroactively view the streak as something that was constantly good, and it just wasn't. The streak became great when they started recognizing it.
And this was the
first time.
This was the first year that they actually mentioned it too. They're like 9 years, and so people don't want to pretend. They don't want to pretend that Undertaker won a match via disqualification by the Giant Gonzalez because he got chloroformed. People don't want to talk about that. Like, they don't acknowledge that happened. But that's how he fucking won against the Giant Gonzalez. And that was they didn't know what they were doing. It just sort of happened that way. And by the time they decided to make it a thing, you can't go back and change that.
No.
Yeah.
And oh God, was that a stinker. What's up, Bear?
For both performers involved, especially given the fact that they were really, both kind of in the prime of their career. They were both spring chickens comparative to today. But yeah, it was just there. It wasn't offensive. It was long for how just whatever it was. Again, that Regal Y2J match. Could have taken the 3 minutes from the China match. Hell, even that test, not the test, the APA and Taz match. If they would have taken 4 minutes off of this match and gave it to that, it might have ended up being okay.
Yep.
So yeah, this match was there, and it's a 2.
It's a 2, absolutely.
1.5. I'm disagreeing with you guys. The highlight was that one stupid spot where Taker had the hammer. And if Triple H didn't kick him, his head was getting fucking caved in. A lot of trust in that spot.
Yeah, and then they did the stupid spot where he got thrown onto the foam mattress.
You got chokeslammed.
At least they had the decency to not show the crash pad when he hit.
God, that was bad. It looks so bad. Taker is literally trying to crawl out of it. It's sinking down as he's doing it.
It's still better than the crash pad at fucking Stadium Stampede.
It's true. Oh God. Yeah, well, most things are better than Stadium Stampede. So yeah. So that leads us into the main event, though.
Where we have Stone Cold Steve Austin taking on The Rock at WrestleMania for the second time in history in a no DQ match for the World Wrestling Federation Championship.
God, what a fucking great match this was. This is another
Yeah.
5-star match right off the bat. The only thing that sucked about it was what happened after the match with him and McMahon.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with everyone. I was as I was watching this last night, I fell asleep during this match, and I've seen it before, so I'm gonna be going off of memory. So my rating might not even happen because I'm not dusted up
16
recently enough.
unprotected chair shots.
Yes,
16
A lot of that.
I'll tell you
chair shots.
what I really remember liking from the start of the match that I was awake for is I loved how they didn't even announce it was no DQ up until the title card came up. And then, I don't know if JR and Heyman actually didn't know it was no DQ and that was, that was actual live reaction, or whether it was they were in on the work or whatever. But I loved how spontaneous and cool that was, and how they were just like, wait, what? There's no DQ? When did that happen? Okay, I guess here we go. You know what I mean? Like, and it set this this roller coaster really, into an upward thing. And then, I made it a couple minutes in. I mean, it gets violent fast.
It does, and God damn it, like there's a reason those two drew the kind of money they did, because God damn it, those guys, when they actually went, were so good. They really were. Rock could sell like a fucking motherfucker, and
No
Stone
one could
Cold.
sell a stunner better.
No, and Stone Cold could fucking
guide
work.
him to actually great professional wrestling matches, because
to a
The Rock,
5-star match, a legitimate 5-star match, one of the best WrestleMania main events of all time.
Yeah,
The Rock, not a great worker. He's a very good seller. He's great on the mic, but as far as actual work goes, Rock not top tier. But with Stone Cold
Stone Cold on
brought
every
out the best
level.
in him.
Stone Cold on the mic, Stone Cold in the ring, Stone
Yeah.
Cold. One of the goats.
Stone Cold, Stone Cold.
Love it. Yeah, that match was 5 stars. There's really not a lot to say other than it was just a really incredible main event, and brutal, and yeah, the Vince McMahon shit at the end was bullshit. But
I was gonna say, you have to bring it up because that's unfortunately it's a part of the match.
It was the end. It was the end of the Attitude Era.
Yeah, I mean, it's what I mean. I think literally everyone involved, including Stone Cold and Vince, admitted
the last moment of the Attitude Era.
One of the worst mistakes in pro wrestling, and that's turning Stone Cold heel. Because why would you ever do that?
You wouldn't.
Yeah, that's one of the worst moves.
Yeah. Almost as bad as the finger poke of doom, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and even Stone Cold said he wishes he would have.
Yeah.
That being said, real quick, heel Stone Cold did lead.
In some ways, it was. I mean, it wasn't as big an embarrassment, but it was just a dumb move.
Yeah, what I was gonna say real quick is it did lead us to Kurt Angle with the small cowboy hat, the curtain, the heel Kurt and the heel Stone Cold shit, where Stone Cold is just bullying Kurt, is one of the funniest things of all time.
That is true.
Kumbaya, my lord.
Kumbaya.
Oh my god, that shit was hilarious. Fucking priceless.
Very enjoyable. 5-star match. What's our overall rating for this pay-per-view?
Yeah, that's a tough one. Because there was a lot of crap in this. There was a lot of
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've heard
it's
this
like,
called the greatest
think
undercard of
so.
WrestleMania history. I'd
I
have
don't
to go
see
back
it.
and review them all.
The thing is what was quality on it was quality. Again, even though the match ended too short, William Regal versus Y2J is worth a watch. Benoit
Yeah.
Angle is a classic. The main event, according to you guys, is a classic. TLC 2 is a classic. Eddie versus Test is definitely worth a watch. The gimmick battle royal was fun.
And yeah,
It's
yeah. Yeah, I mean, it just that, and this is what I was saying in the very beginning, and I think this is a good note to wrap up on, is just a quick question is WrestleMania overrated as a whole?
Yes.
If this is
Yeah,
this is the best, is
It's not,
WrestleMania
though.
as a pay-per-view more pomp and circumstance than actual fucking like meat and potatoes?
Look, we all know the
You know what I
Royal
mean?
Rumble
Is
is the best pay-per-view.
yes, absolutely.
Yeah, the Royal Rumble is the best. But when you consider the fact that WrestleMania forever, I mean, this shit was 3.5 hours long in the year 2001. Like, when you consider that forever, WrestleMania has been the longest show that they do, for better or for worse. Again, you know, there's only so much. Unfortunately, there's only so much quality that they can pack in, and you're right. It does lead to a lot of fluff. But there is something truly unique and amazing about like an actual WrestleMania moment. And like WWE loves to say that and utilize that for everything. But something like TLC 2 wouldn't have been as good as it was if it wasn't at WrestleMania. And that's the
Absolutely.
bottom
Well, I mean,
line.
they ruined that with the TLC pay-per-views.
Yeah, no, and I agree. But what I'm
That's a
they
whole
love
different
a chair
podcast. That's a
shot?
whole different podcast.
Yeah. Speaking of a whole different podcast,
Yeah, no.
I think it might be time to spin the wheel. Just give me a
Oh,
minute to
shit.
get it set up. Let's spin the wheel, make a deal. What are we reviewing next time?
Come on, choice.
We will see.
Yeah.
Spin the wheel, make a deal.
Round and
Brought to
round
you
it
by.
goes.
Oh my God, is that bitch Flo from Progressive? My Chic of the Week is not impressed. Yeah, the wheel brought to you by Pro Wrestling
shit.
Junkies.
Up.
Oh no.
Wrestling Classic 1985.
At 1085.
This is
Wow,
the
we're
oldest
going old
pay-per-view of
school
all
here,
time.
boys. Is this
If you
something
can't
that
tell,
Everything on here I know I have found for free somewhere. So it's either on the network or on
we're gonna
YouTube.
watch this.
Alrighty,
Find the
Dozer. I
Wrestling
will
Classic
expect that you
1985.
send it over to me
We're gonna
once
watch
it's on the
that.
network.
And on that incredible
and
bombshell,
next week. Wait, hold on. Let me hype for 1 second. I'm gonna do a hype man thing. I'm gonna get everybody hype. No, next week, joining us for the podcast, very special guests. We've got Brad. We got Brad from Pro Wrestling Junkies, the host of Toilet Side Wrestling Talk, and also the host of Getting to Know a Junkie. Brad Marcus. He's joining us to discuss apparently the Wrestling Classic 1985. So enjoy, buddy, because we're in for an interesting episode. Yeah, this is, if he's watching, this is him finding out. So
this is either going to be great or a train wreck. I don't know. I've never watched it.
So yeah, jump on the Pro Wrestling. Jump on the Pro Wrestling Junkies site and check out Brad's stuff. And join us next week too.
Yeah. Until next time, he's Shane, he's Isaac, I'm Dozer. We come to you live every Thursday night at 10 right here on Pro Wrestling Junkies. This has been such good shit. See you next week.
Shoot.
Drink something, smoke something.
We don't even, motherfucker, we're such good shoot. Have a good night.
You fuck up the gimmick, jabroni.
Look, it took me 21 episodes to finally fuck that up?
This is 22, baby. Deuce, deuce.
22 episodes. First time I fucked it up.
Such good
Ring
shoot.
the bell, like, subscribe, do all that bullshit. See you guys
We're jumping
next
the
time.